Alright, Virgos. Back with y'all reading. I'm back with y'all reading. Let's see what's going on. Necessarily. I need to move this on my arm. I really do. Necessarily, I do. I need to move this out of my space. Out of my space. Out of my space. Alright, I had to get my adjust my things because I be having that what's the call? I be having crystals all in my titties sometimes, and them joints be hurting, so I kind of pull it, adjust it. Just kind of look too personal. That's something y'all may be doing interpersonal. I told y'all this whole month, shut up, don't tell nobody y'all be. I said for earth signs individual, because I told y'all in June it looked like one of y'all was going to share something with an individual or a group or a person who likes to talk, and they're going to bring up a whole lot of shit, load of chaos. I don't know if that energy is still lingering there. I don't know if that's you or whatever the case may be, but I don't know. So we'll see what's going on. Bottom of the deck, you got 7 of Swords. Clearing the air. Clearing the air. I said that though. Clearing the air. Queen of Pentacles. Taurus energy got this too. And you got the Justice in reverse. God damn. Ooh, you got the Hang One reverse. And you got the Tower being reversed. I don't want to go there. Please don't ever go there. You gonna rumors about it. Ooh, then y'all got Taurus in this deck. Please don't judge me, cause I won't judge you, cause it can get ugly before it gets beautiful. Alright, I'm stopped. Y'all got strength. Y'all got strength in reverse. That's the overall move. Let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. Bow, bow, bow. These are a lot. You got Page of Wands, 5 of Cups, and the 4 of Cups. Like, some of y'all are not necessarily okay, like, with a situation. I don't know if it's how a person did you, or you did something, or trying to put something behind it to be able to move forward. But somebody could be with the Hang One. Like, this could be self-internally, like how we project our insecurities necessarily on others. It could be how we communicate, how we talk, how we speak. Like, you hear me say a lot of times where we talk about, like, the karmic style situations for couples, for lovers, for situations that go through certain types of things, of those lessons. A lot of times, like, when we be talking about the spirit of mind your business, and that's not saying, like, mind your business, like people think we say that as to humiliate people necessarily, but it's kind of like, no, you don't want to get into situations to where it brings an unwarranted lesson onto you. So sometimes people forget that sense of energy. They really do when it comes down to a style of karmic. So it's kind of like, why are we going through this? Because it's somebody else's bullshit and they didn't take it on. Or if you already been through it and you felt like you addressed it, like I did with situations in my life, but I really didn't, and it happened again necessarily before, I was like, this is enough. We done. Like, addressing it full on, taking a lesson, and moving the fuck on, to where when I see it, I'm like, because you got 10 of Cups reverse, the Sun, the Magician, and the 10 of Pentacles. I don't like the Sun necessarily with the 10 of Cups being reversed and the Magician and the 6 of Cups. This kind of speaks of where somebody is happy when things falls in their favor. I don't like that though. I tell you, I don't like that. It feels like this is self-sabotage and like big time behavior with a person or a situation. I wouldn't be surprised if the 8 of Swords or like the 10 of Swords necessarily come out to where somebody is a victim of themselves, where they continue to do the same thing over and over and over again. And it's this lack of accountability, because I said it's kind of giving me Taurus energy. It really is, because Taurus is here. I don't know if y'all commuting or working with a Taurus. I don't know, but yeah. You got the Hang One reverse, 5 of Pentacles, and the Knight of Swords, and the Queen of Swords. Constantly getting caught up in situations. The Hangman reverse sometimes can speak of a person necessarily getting themselves into a situation and somebody constantly having to help them. The 5 of Pentacles speaks of like when they get down, or the lack of their own behavior that gets them into a situation is kind of like, ugh, like they feel embarrassed, and you kind of like, nigga, I'm the one that had to come help you, or you always getting yourself in a situation like that type of energy where the Knight comes in like, okay, well, let me cut them down, and you got the Queen of Swords reversed, where it's kind of like you happen to come in, and when you come in this time as the Knight, you're very abrasive and not giving a fuck, to where like the helps that comes in, because it's kind of like you do this shit every time, like that type of energy. Because you got the Tower reverse. The Queen of Swords didn't piss it off just enough to keep the foundation. So the foundation is still intact. Because you have the Knight of Pentacles and the Star. So that's why I say you got the Knight of Pentacles and the Star necessarily being here. So there goes those obstacles, those lessons necessarily. It could have been wish fulfillment. Like somebody's trying to avoid necessarily bringing some sort of chaos. Like they are. Because you got the Judgment being in reverse. So somebody's it just gives me like a redirection that's into somebody's life. I don't know if it's coming down from divine, because you know you have those people that meddle in other people's affairs, and then God like, okay, well, let me just put you over here since you like to meddle in people's shit. Let me resuscitate this for you and put you here. Like it's like that type of energy, to where somebody's like, well, let me gift your ass something to do so you can find something to do, because you keep doing the same shit. Like somebody is a hard-headed individual, like with the Judgment being reversed. Hard-headed individual. Queen of Swords and the Judgment here, that does speak of with the Five of Pentacles energy. That's kind of like people who like brutally talk about people. Like they don't care. Like they will sit up and repeats. It's like malicious gossip. So it's kind of like at the point where the malicious aspect, where people will say shit in a point to where it's not even true, but just the fact that it will hurt somebody. So that's why I said the karma card coming out is kind of like somebody's getting a little on the hand, because you got the Eight of Cups though, where somebody's a little bit ticked off, and it's coming from like an egotistical type space rolling into this for the Leo type energy. The Eight of Cups, this is the lack of emotional accountability with the Ten of Cups, how it's affecting others, how people see their actions don't affect other people, because you got the Hierophant, the Tarian energy, and the Queen of Wands. So that's kind of like that smothering aspect, to where like earth signs, like I say, y'all can be good at this necessarily in most cases, where y'all will do something, be like, okay, well, here you go. Or somebody could be doing this to you. Oh, I'm sorry. And then coming up to you trying to buddy you up. It's like, nigga, leave me the fuck alone. You knew what you did. Like, it's that type of energy, because you have the Ten of Wands. Again, like somebody wants to... It just feels me like somebody speaking to you, or you speaking to another person. It's kind of like somebody at this point just beating a dead horse. It's just like, oof. Like, you get what I'm saying? It just gives me that type of energy where it's kind of like, shit. You got Two of Cups. I said it got something to do with a friendship or a connection. Seven of Cups, Seven of Swords. Necessarily, though. The thing about it, though, when you have fallouts necessarily with people, what people fail to recognize, if my beef didn't happen on social media, don't bring my shit to social media. A lot of people fail to recognize that, though. Like, they really don't. You have people that do this and they learn harshly. If it didn't happen on social media, don't put my shit on social media, because you got Queen of Pentacles reverse. That's why I said this is not somebody who I would necessarily trust or be friends with, like needing to come accountable about this, because even if you know they are this type of people where they're very dark, demonic, heavy, loosely with themselves, care more about what the world thinks, trying to fulfill themselves with other things. Why do somebody wants to choose to, if you operate in a frequency, why would somebody choose to operate with you? Reverse, why would you want to hang with somebody who acts like that? Because you got the Page of Swords as well. So I don't know. That was, it's kind of like you saying this. It's kind of like you saying this about a person. And if this is a person that you're dealing with, it's kind of like they looking for something necessarily from the outside world. And it's kind of like, God damn. It's kind of like somebody's over here having to rush in to save somebody else, right? But the person they're saving, necessarily just keep doing dumb shit. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's what it kind of gives me, though. And let me just pull the next card. I just had to blow my breath. I'm like, oh, Justice. Okay, you got the Knight of Cups. Okay, wait a minute. Queen of Pentacles reverse, I'm telling you, I said that's not a person that I would necessarily be friends with. I would not. The Queen of Pentacles is more associated on, oh, well, you got the same this, you got the same this. Oh, we're friends now. It's kind of like that type of person where they don't give a fuck. It's kind of like only relationships to them are beneficial. So it's like, how could you soothe them necessarily? Or they necessarily don't know how to be connected to themselves. Like, they really don't. Like, they don't know how to be connected to themselves and how to adjust to others because they're too busy trying to find themselves through the earthly realm. So they could be jobs, careers, friends, all this different types of shit necessarily, to where they go around abusing people or get into situations and could be emotionally biased and closed off, to where they reap the benefits of unnecessary karma. That's why I think the Ten of Cups is coming from, where everybody's like, I'm not happy about this shit. I'm pissed. Like that type of energy. You got the Fool and the Nine of Wands. That speaks of not learning from the past. The Fool necessary is jumping into this. So it's kind of like somebody keeps saving somebody else, or somebody. It's like somebody keep trying to save somebody from. It's kind of like if you had a sibling, right? You see your sibling, they doing some stupid ass shit, and they hanging with the goth kids, smoking cigarettes, smoking weed, this different type of stuff, and you come trying to tell them. And the last time you go to words with the Queen of Swords will say, don't call me next time your ass gets some fucked up shit, because you keep doing the same thing. Like that type of energy. And they do it again, and they expect you to come through. This is where I think somebody's necessarily fed up, because I think you still deliver, or a person still delivered to come save them again. Like that type of energy. So that's what it's kind of giving me. Then you hear me say, going back to this narrative, well, I say all the time with the Ace of Wands starting over and being able to move away from. The only way you could be able to move forward is like asking the Queen of Pentacles reverse. What is it that you want? What is it that you need? Why are you doing this? Like honesty, where it's no more, oh, no, get to escape all this. It's like, what the fuck do you want? Like, somebody has to be truthful with a person like this. Like, it could be you, or you saying this to somebody. It's just like, what do you want? What do you need? Like, necessary, because it's kind of like annoying. Because the Seven of Swords, just like rip somebody of all lies, all dishonesty. It's kind of like, what's the purpose? What is it? Because you got the Sun, you got the Moon, and you got the Six of Wands. So it's kind of like, what do you want? Where do you need to go? What is this? What is it? What is it? You hear me say? Because it's like communicating clearly with the Moon and the Six of Wands, and that energy where you hear me say, just because we go in the same direction don't mean we got the same intentions. You see the shit with celebrities necessary. People like, oh my God, yeah, they're this, and be linking up with people. It's like, them motherfuckers is not your friend. Like, that ass. Like, I'm sorry. Like, some people be having to hear that shit. So I don't know if you telling this to somebody where it's kind of like, no, just chill out, where you kind of like, what is it that you want? Because I'm telling you, somebody is saying this to you, or you saying this necessary to somebody. Like, what do you want? Because you're getting on my damn nerves. Like, it just gives me a fed up type space. Because you got Seven of Cups. As I said, it's kind of like you're talking to, or somebody speaking to you, or they talking to you where you wasting your breath. The smoke and mirrors, the illusion. Going back to the energy of karmic type style situations where you hear me say the Queen of Pentacles does speaks of dark, demonic type magic. A lot of times where you hear me say people sow from entities necessary and don't know the lessons that they have to learn. So if you always get mad because of the Six of Wands energy, because those people are not supporting you, like, oh, well, let me send them some dark magic because I'm mad at them. You cannot get mad when it starts to affect the Two of Cups energy, personal friendships. It starts attacking finances, the relationship, the parenting style. Like, that energy starts to come back to where it starts feeling unfulfilled. So the same way that chaotic smoke and mirrors with others necessarily, you hear me say with this, the illusion that goes around, because you got two illusion cards. So it's kind of like giving the illusion, that Piscean energy, the blockages, emotional, evasive. You will start to feel that too. Like, well, what? All right, okay, my bad. Had to delete some shit. Yeah, y'all, let me tell y'all something. I'll be a little biased when I do Virgo type readings necessary, because I told you about the necessarily Virgos that I know, because they do stupid ass shit and the cards say this shit, everybody else who says the same thing, and they're never fucking accountable. So it's kind of like, now karma's like, open up, you won't let me in, freeze, the raiding the door like the police. It's kind of like somebody's supposed to feel sorry for you. So I think necessarily, like with this type of energy, that's what's going forward though. For some of y'all, I just had to say this, so sometimes I'll be a little bit biased though. I really do. Not biased towards all, but I'll be like, whew, okay, let's get back to it though. But the Seven of Cups energy necessarily though is kind of like somebody's accent. Where we're speaking of like the energy, you have to be very mindful of what you giving out. The confusion necessary to somebody, because like it can start to affect your own love life, like the jealousy type of material, that jealousy type entity of being mad at others. You have to be mindful when you're moving in the Six of Cups energy, where people pretend to be happy for you and they start saying, girl, you know he did this, girl, she did this, da 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 da, to where it shows those chaotic type moments in the relationship where you kind of like, why we keep going through these hard times. That's what I said. Queen of Cups. Cups. Emotional form. Necessarily. Three of Wands, Two of Swords, and the Four of Cups. That's why I said some of y'all are, I don't know who this is or you connecting with, because you got the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Queen of Swords, all feminine energies being reversed. If that is a masculine, good luck with that shit. That's all I gotta say. I don't know if it's necessarily the women you're attracted to. You may be attracted to women like who somebody likes to be the rescuer that come in and save. Somebody likes needy, codependent type relationships, which necessarily don't get off the ground. For some of y'all, it's commuting with friends or recognizing that it's kind of like you are not the best friend, or you're not the best friend, or you really don't have the support from people that you necessarily think you do. Because you have the Three of Wands, the Two of Swords, and the Four of Cups. So it's kind of like somebody has to continuously play mediator. Or it's kind of like somebody gets in the midst of gossip. Like this way kind of gets me though, like somebody that sits in the middle and it's kind of like, oh, well, I know so-and-so don't like her, so I'm going to go over and I'm going to talk to her where I know and only tell so much. And it's kind of like, I don't know if you caught up with a person or a person's caught up to you, and they basically say, what is it that you want? And they put all the lies on the table. And they don't give a fuck about the pack. Because the lions, you hear me say, that's like the alpha, the leader necessarily. And it's kind of like that's where the lion hear me roar. And I always say, like, learn how to tame your inner lion. So it's like somebody coming from that space like, what? I don't even care no more. King of Swords, irrational. Somebody's like, what? What do you want? King of Cups, Three of Pentacles, and the Five of Cups. Somebody very irrational. I'm telling you, this King of Swords is kind of like somebody that's fed up. Like somebody just sat back, they didn't cut through the smoke and mirrors. It's like, this is a fucking facade. What is it that you need? King of Cups reversed. That's like masculine and feminine energy necessarily being on the same page, looking at the bigger picture and mad about the position that they're necessarily in. I'm saying it's kind of like somebody's just snatched back. They like, come on, look at this shit. Like if you could just get like a flashback of your life necessarily, of all the things you done, like in a movie aspect of what you do, how you move. It's kind of like somebody just like boom, boom, shot after shot after shot. And they kind of like, look at what you do. And somebody's like, well. And she got Four of Pentacles. Releasing. Or forcibly letting go of something. Eight of Wands. Yeah. Five of Wands. Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, so I'm gonna rip this up. Empress. Alright, boom. Wheel of Fortune. Though I said some of y'all clearing up some like karmic type debt. Some of y'all fail to recognize if you don't, with this Wheel of Fortune speaks of, you will reap the same fucking harvest. Next year, the year after year, the next 10 years, it'll be 10 after 10 after 10 after 10 after 10. It'll be some good times, then it won't be. The King of Pentacles, you won't know where you stand. Then you don't know if it's a lesson or not. That's why I said it'll be some good times, some fun times, because a lot of people like, oh, because sometimes some people forget what you put in this wheel is what you get out. The Ace of Swords does give you clarity and new communication, but what do you do with it? Are you going to learn? Page of Pentacles is not. He don't want to learn no lesson. King of Pentacles, he don't want to stay. He don't care. He's not stepping into adulthood, he or she. So it's kind of like the Wheel of Fortune. So that's why I said some of y'all telling somebody you're done, or a person's telling them they're done with you because they're sick of it. Because the Eight of Pentacles, somebody was stuck in a situation with them. It could be a work obligation. I don't know. It could be a work necessarily. It could be work, home, career. But it's kind of like somebody's like, look, what the fuck? You know how like your boss sits you down before they get ready to fire you and you on their last leg and they just like, so what is it? Because I'm trying here and I understand. It's kind of like that type of energy where somebody like they finna cut somebody off. It's like somebody's like, because the empress here, if it is a feminine friend necessarily or a woman necessarily, and this energy with the Queen of Pentacles and the Empress where they're very doubt and they're projecting that sense of insecurities, you would not be the best of friend. You would not. Because you always make everybody prove to themselves, and they will call chaos wherever you go. So they could be honoring that sense of position, even if it's for like a masculine energy that you're entertaining, or as well like with the masculine energy and that doubtful type of energy, not knowing how to grow roots. I said it does though, because you got 8 of Pentacles and a 10 of Pentacles, so that's like unsurety. Even if it's like a relationship style, some of y'all got like. As I wrap this up, for some of y'all necessarily, if you're in a relationship with a person or you're necessarily dating or you're trying to date, some of y'all have been so attracted to fucked up individuals that now when you get in a relationship that's of a higher vibration, somebody fucking it up royally to the point where they're doing the same thing that they did to others. That others did to them and they not recognizing. For the latter, some of y'all got some friends and y'all cutting them out. And y'all just recognize that you necessarily don't have the support that you do. It could be you or another person. That's what I would say. But it does look like somebody's like, look, can you stop? Like, could you stop? Like, you recognize that it's not, never mind. Never mind. Some of y'all just saying, could you stop? That's all I got to say. All right. Ooh. Ooh, they're going to egotistical. You and your loved ones are safe. This could be family type matters. You got new moon in Cancer. Conclusion are within reach. You guys step out of your comfort zone. That's why I said for some of y'all necessary that may be dealing with depression or mania, hold on to those different types of things. Some of y'all are so used to conforming with the hair fun energy, even if it's somebody that has like a messy, catty drama like, and it's something that you don't like. You just like, it's like, no, get the fuck away from that. Hold your vision. Don't let your pride come in the way. That is a full moon in Leo. So that's kind of like releasing necessarily. Have faith in your dreams. And you got a win-win outcome is on the forecast. Full moon in Libra. That's why I said some of y'all know individuals who are like this or hang with them. You're like, oh no, they would never do it to me. And then when they do it to you, kind of like, what? Like, it's kind of like that type of energy. For some of y'all, it's kind of like, what the fuck? How the fuck? Like, that's what it kind of gives me, though. So, moving forward, that's all I got, though, for this month of Virgos. I'm finna do the Capricorns, and then I'm finna upload these, and then I do the fire signs tomorrow. But I want to say, if you is dealing with somebody's smear campaign, just don't chase the truth. If you are somebody that gets mad and in the Empress in reverse type energy and the Queen of Pentacles, count your days. Count your days, because karma is on the way. Karma is on the way. Karma is on the way. Yay. Alright. So don't worry about it. Everybody get theirs.